Fractions Module 5, Lesson 1, Division of a whole number or a proper fraction by a proper fraction without using a calculator. Now I have looked at this topic a few times. I'm going to bring this to you the best way I know possible. By now, you must have tested your knowledge using our simple quiz, and you should have identified how proficient you are in this topic. I am sure once this video is viewed, you will understand the topic really well, and you will be ready to attempt the quiz or whatever test you might be having in school. So let's get into the topic proper. These are the three things we want to achieve with this lesson. We want you to learn to divide a whole number by a proper fraction. We want you to learn to divide a proper fraction by a proper fraction. And thirdly, to learn to divide a mixed fraction by a proper fraction. Once we are done with that, we are done with this class. Before we get into the lesson proper, it'll be nice to understand a few terms. These are the three terms that you would really be required to know to understand this topic really well. Firstly, what is a whole number? Numbers such as 7, 8, 22, 56. Numbers that does not have a decimal or a proper fraction sitting right next to it. That is a whole number. As long as it is by itself, there's no fraction or a decimal right next to it, it is a whole number. What are proper fractions? Proper fractions are such as 3, numbers looking like this. 3 over 7, 1 over 11, 8 over 15, where the denominator is larger than the numerator. Look at this. A proper fraction is a fraction where the denominator is larger than the numerator. What are mixed fractions? It's a combination of the two. It's a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. Right? So a mixed fraction, an example is like this. 3 and 2 over 7. Can you see that? A whole number with a proper fraction right next to it. Next one is 27 and 1 over 8. 8 and 5 over 16. These are mixed fractions. Now that we have understood this, we can start the lesson proper. Alright students, the best way to understand this topic is to jump straight into it. We'll do a few variations, and I'm sure you'll be prepared to do the pop quiz right after, or for that matter, any test. Question number 1. 1 and 7 over 8 divided by 2. A mixed fraction divided by a whole number. Okay, let's set this one up. The first step is to convert the mixed fraction into an improper fraction. Step 1, let's write it down. 1 and 7 over 8. You've done this 1,000 times. How do you do this? Convert this into a improper fraction. Denominator remains the same, 8. Denominator remains the same, which is 8. Yes, write that down. 1 times 8 on top. Put it into brackets, plus 7. That's how you convert. These are the steps. You take 1, you take the whole number of the mixed fraction multiplied by the denominator, and then you add it to the numerator, and you get the mixed fraction. Do the mathematics. What do you get? You get 15 over 8. Okay, step 1 is complete. Step 2. The next step is to invert or flip the fraction on the right and change the division into multiplication. You have done this before. In your earlier grades, you have done this before, but for some odd reason, if you feel that you've never seen this before, you're not comfortable with what you're looking at, please send me an email and I will put up a video on how to convert a division to a multiplication as far as fractions are concerned. So step 2. 15 over 8 divided by 2. Do it step by step and you eliminate the chances of making an error. Equals to, this can also be written as 15 over 8 divided by 2 over 1. Right? Now that is equal to, what is the next step? 15 over 8 multiplied by 2 over 1 will become 1 over 2. Okay, let's put it together. Let's do the mathematics. 15 times 1 over 8 times 2. And what's the answer you get? 15 over 16. 15 over 16. This cannot be simplified any further. Therefore, that is your final answer. Well done. Let's move on. Question 2, students. 4 over 13 divided by 5 over 26. This one involves two proper fractions. We now know that 5 over 26 or 4 over 13 can flip when we change from division to multiplication. So let's move to step 1. 4 over 13 divided by 5 over 26. equals to 4 over 13 remains because you have decided to flip 5 over 26 multiplied by 26 over 5. So when you cross multiply and simplify the answer, what do you get? That is step 2, okay? So write it down as a different step completely, once again, to reduce or eliminate errors. 4 over 13 multiplied by 26 over 5. Now, how can you simplify this? You can see that there are 2 13s in 126, am I right? So you can cancel off the 13. You can cancel off the write it down first. Write down the whole thing. So why don't you cancel the 13? Write 1 over there. 26 divided by 13 is 2. 4 and 5 you can't do much. Is there any kind of simplification you can do further? No. So let's do the math. 4 times 2 over 1 times 5. And your answer is 8 over 5. This is also a correct answer, but sometimes your testers might ask you to convert it to a mixed fraction. So let's do that. What do you get? You get 1 and 3 over 5. And that, my students, is your final answer. Moving on to question 3. Last question of the day. 1 and 7 over 10 divided by 4 over 15. The first step is to convert the mixed fraction into an improper fraction. So the mixed fraction is 1 and 7 over 10. That is step 1. Let's do step 1. 1 and 7 over 10 equals to, okay, write down the denominator, which is going to be 10. Do the maths again. 1 times 10 in brackets. Always leave them in brackets. Plus 7. Do the mathematics and you get 17 over 10. Step 1 is done. Get back to the original question. Write it down. 17 over 10. Now you're replacing what you found in step 1 with the mixed fraction. So you get 17 over 10 divided by 4 over 15 equals to 17 over 10, and you have decided to flip 4 over 15, so it's times 15 over 4. How can you simplify that further? You can see 10 and 15 have common multiples in them. Okay, divide 10 by 5, you get 2. You divide 15 by 5, you get 3. Can't simplify that any further. 17 times 3 is 51. 2 times 4 is 8. You get 51 over 8, which is already a correct answer. You may have to give it as a mixed fraction. So when you do the mathematics, you get 6 and 3 over 8. 6 times 8 is 48 with a balance of 3. So it becomes 6 and 3 over 8. And that is your final answer. Fractions lesson 1 completed. Go ahead, attempt the quiz. Go score. And remember, all the quizzes have points. Use the points because what will happen? You get a star as well. Can you see that is Irene's work? You get a star as well. And use the points. Keep track of the points. I will keep track of the points, but I want you to keep track of the points as well. There will come a time when you will need them. Okay, I'll see you all soon.